Welcome to Married AF. We are your hosts, Brooke and Randall Fowler. On this show, we discuss the topics that really matter.
Like big veiny cocks and our favorite TV shows.
So pull up a chair at our kitchen table and hang out.
While I bulldog my nuts.
I'm just going to go. Don't you worry there, sweet tits.
Huh?
Don't you worry there, sugar tits.
I'm just trying to avoid you.
Hey, close that door for me. I'm going to go ahead and go. He'll be here in a minute.
Okay. So you did hit record in GarageBand?
Yep.
Okay.
Pretty sure. Yes, I did.
Just hit the big red button at the top.
Yep.
Yep, you're good. All right. John, you come in.
How's it going, sons? Uncle Randy here. Old Gary should be here any minute, sons. Didn't want to miss the stream. Listen, you got to go when you got to go, sons. Get everything set up here. Get an old shot of the nectar, sons. See if I got the live here. Boom. All right. Yes, there we go. All right. All right. Welcome, everybody. Gary will be joining shortly. You can admire my hat if you'd like. That's up to you. It's been a day, sons. It's been a week. Hell, Uncle Randy's been a little under the weather, sons. But not anymore. Not anymore. Huh? A little taste. Beard. Good to see you, sir. It's the powerful John Thomas Beard. He wins championships. Very powerful man. Friend of Uncle Randy's, of course. Uncle Randy's only friends with champions. To you, Mr. Beard. Ooh, it's good. Ooh, it's good. I think I hear Mr. Lamb and his entourage entering. Dude travels deep, sons. Talking about deep. Yep, I can hear him. There he is. There he is, folks. Left the entourage outside. I heard them all when he pulled up. Ah, dude, they'll hound you, won't they?
It's crazy.
They camp out at my house.
Silvertown's the worst.
Dude,
the paparazzi here. It was women showing their breasts.
Throwing shit, dude.
Dudes throwing their underwear at me.
Every time I come home, somebody jumps like out from around a car or some bullshit.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I'm like, guys, I'm not that hard to get a hold of, you know? You just give me a heads up, you know, or give me a little privacy. Listen, too much notoriety is no good for everybody. There's the mayor. Mayor's in here. Already.
It's been one of those days, man.
Just took a warm, piss-like shot of Fireball, and it is warm.
Ooh, that doesn't sound good.
It's not good. But I'm
guess
going to do
what?
another one.
It doesn't matter.
No, it doesn't matter because winners do what they're going to do. Dude, this hat looks so good. Oh, it's so good.
I'm not going to lie. I came in and saw it and got a little turned on. I didn't know you were wearing it. I wasn't expecting it.
You don't know anything. Just like you said in the thing. I have no idea other than what time we're going.
We're literally, I was running so late I didn't even have time to take my pre-podcast piss.
Oh, dude.
I went to the store. They didn't have the Mamba juice, man, so I'm going Goldberry. Never had this before.
We don't know what's going to happen.
Christine said, what makes it Goldberry? I said, I guess the gold wrapper, because I don't know what a Goldberry is.
Yeah, old Beard in the chat. He lives here in Silvertown. He's a winner. He's big on the shine, sons. He likes the old shine.
Oh, does he? That's good.
Yeah, he'll sit there and drink it for real.
That's nothing wrong with that.
He's one of those old
Champion.
school.
That's old school.
Like, drink it till you're blind type of guy.
Well, that's good. Well, actually, it'd keep you from going blind.
So is that an old wives' tale? What's the deal with that? Didn't it used to kill people? Like if it was made wrong, it could kill you?
If the
Or make you
methanol
go
and all
blind?
that, if you haven't taken the heads out, so the first probably 10% of the steel, they got to toss it.
Yeah.
You know, it's got the methanol in it to kill you, make your penis fall off. As long as you take care of that, you're good.
That is what it is, though.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. So, all right. So welcome to the show, everybody. So write this down. Last time we were together for a show was the live show.
Live show. It's been a long time. Summer's crazy.
It is. It's been insane.
And people don't understand. The live audience saps your strength. We had to recuperate.
Well, dude, it is a different animal because we had multiple people sent the same question asking what our thoughts were on the live. So I put it down. That's how we'd start.
I mean, by no means, let me preface this and say, like, I say this as humbly as possible. I don't want to compare you and me to Thompson, who just came out of the heavyweight bout, won. But a live podcast is sort of like that. And so it took me a little time to recuperate. You know, you add the schedule to it, the summer schedule, the pool, the drinking, the paparazzi's been even worse since the live feed. It's just been
gotten
nuts.
way worse.
Fire Marshal Bill's been arguing with us on Facebook about the city of Canton.
Yeah, he loves some downtown Canton. We're going to get into
took
that.
some shots today.
Dude, we got some questions
I
about
think
that.
he meant to write 7 million.
Probably. He
Viewers.
knows the following.
He knows.
I mean, I've shown him the actual download reports, so he knows. He's full, you know.
I always remind him as much as he.
And
We'll get to that later. We'll get to that later because it's coming.
Oh, yeah.
Because here's the deal: we're like elephants, motherfucker. We don't forget.
No.
That might have been 7 weeks ago, but legends, champions, we hold grudges until we get it out.
Well, and the truth of the matter is that this is a hot debate in this city,
and he's wrong. Like in this particular subject, one of the people I have the most respect for in that subject, he's wrong.
He's very rarely wrong, too.
And he's so
rarely wrong because he won't take the wrong stance. Usually.
He's so rarely wrong that when he is wrong, he doubles down on his wrong because he doesn't even understand that he's wrong.
Oh, that's very possible.
Boom.
That makes total sense to me. But so about the live show, like my thoughts on it were this: it was very fun, different,
yes,
completely different.
I was taken back by how different.
I've never done it before. Obviously, no one really has around here done a live podcast. You know, unless it's like us and the huge players that do this around the country.
We're innovators.
It's very, very small numbers that do live shows.
Pioneers.
And having never done it before, having no idea exactly how we were going to do it, I thought it went really well.
People liked it.
People came out. Everybody that was there, as soon as we were done,
Icehouse loved it.
It evaporated.
Got ghost town.
Poof. Like a fart in the wind, they were gone.
Yes. It was different.
It was very different. It changes the dynamic.
It's hard to get into a deep subject, which is okay. Once a quarter, fun, one-liners, get the crowd
Make
going.
a little cash.
But you can't. But you can't get in depth on it. And, you know, sometimes you got to get in depth on what it takes to make a champion. Jeff Waldron's in here.
And
champion.
Uncle Randy made the mistake of offering up to everyone there to try to outdrink him at the live show.
I heard rumor is because I left immediately because, you know, I sensed the paparazzi coming. I heard the helicopter landing. Yeah. And I was like, man, I got to get out of here. Yeah. It's been a long day. But I heard when Uncle Randy stood up, it hit him.
Oh, it hit me a lot. And then I still had people in the crowd want to do 10 more shots.
Yeah, and you did it.
I ended up with 21 shots.
Because the difference between you and me is I'm not here for the people.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
I love the people. But you are the people's uncle.
Yes.
And when the people's uncle, they want to drink with him, he's got to drink with them.
Well, and lesson learned by me. I opened up my mouth and offered it up.
Yeah.
And I can't not do it.
And you backed it up.
Absolutely.
Backed it up.
Now, I definitely paid for it. You know, it was hammer time because, I mean, I had that huge handle, the biggest handle fireball you can get, and it was gone when I left. Now, a lot of people in the crowd, listen, they got their moment in the sun. You know, some people, that's all they want is do a shot with Uncle Randy. Miss Linda, Hall of Fame moment for me, doing a shot with her up on stage.
2 legends. What
a winner. But so I think what you're trying to say, and I agree, is that you can't go in, that you only have so much time.
Yes. And people can't hear, they're eating.
It's all tidbits. You want to just give little bitty.
It's zingers.
Yes,
one-liners.
Which is tough to do. Respect to the guys that do that all the time. I enjoyed it. Icehouse is awesome. Mike is awesome. His girlfriend Teresa's fantastic.
Great. They could not have been better.
I don't think people realize how good of a bar they have in Icehouse here, how much cleaner it is than they think.
I was just fixing to say, I've been to a lot of bars in my life. Seen a lot of shithole bars. And I say shithole bars as a term of endearment.
Sure. There's a lot of great shithole bars.
Like, that is the cleanest dive bar. Like, when you walk in, you smell that it's clean.
Absolutely.
And in that regard, they do a great job. The food is solid. Solid. I'm not going to say it's exceptional.
No, but you want solid.
But it's solid. It's clean. Like, I don't want to be in a bar. And you know, this just happens sometimes when you're a champion. You got to drop the deuce. And, man, you got to leave because you're not going to the bathroom. I felt comfortable if I would have had to.
I dropped the deuce at Icehouse.
Boom. I haven't.
And I wouldn't have.
But I would have.
Thank you. Because I wouldn't have if it had been like a lot of bars.
Right. Had the spirit hit.
Yeah.
I would have felt very comfortable in there.
Yeah. I would have had to have ended the show and went home.
Right.
So I went in there pregame.
Yeah.
Went to just drain the snake. Was like, God, this is clean.
Right.
I'm going to go ahead and do it. I'm going to go ahead and do a pregame crapper here. Might as well. It's spotless.
Clean.
Snapped it off like a champion. Nice ambiance in there.
I saw people getting their food fast.
Yeah. It was good. It was good. So Andrew is in here.
Dre went there for us. Dre knows what's up.
Dude, it was a good time. All right. So a couple of current events I wanted to hit on, things that have happened since we've done. People want to get our thoughts on them.
Can I just throw a zinger?
Absolutely.
A zinger current event?
Yes.
All right. So does Joe Biden have cancer, as he announced yesterday? Did you see that?
Yes, I did.
But now today they're saying he doesn't. He has COVID, and it just messed up what he said. Yeah. He meant to say COVID. But he told that same story 4 months ago about going back to his hometown and said that's why he had asthma.
Yeah, and all the radiation from there and all the people we went to school with.
Yes.
Yeah. For one, I don't know for sure. I watched the whole thing.
And let me preface, I don't wish cancer on anybody, including Joe Biden.
Sure. Whether he has cancer or not, he's absolutely out of his fucking. He can't even read the teleprompter.
That shit
anymore
crazy.
hardly.
He can't even walk down the runway after getting off.
Believe me, when I'm his age, I won't be alive. So just to put that out there, I won't be alive.
I'll be
still.
dead before then.
Yeah, absolutely. My heart attack will well taken me out by then.
Yes,
which is fine.
Sniper will have taken me out.
Oh yeah, then. Probably some sort of enemy, hater coming after me. But that's fine. But now it's COVID. He's got COVID now. So I don't think
So here's my question for my conspiracy theory friends: is this where they off him?
It's the window.
This is the opportunity
to get Kamala in there
because he has to be in office 2 years. If he's in office over 2 years, she can become president and still run for 2 more full terms.
Yes.
Yes.
Agreed. So it wouldn't take up one term.
But I also think that they know they fucked up with her too. And she is not electable. She is not the ticket.
She's not electable. 100% she's not electable. Have I thought everything that you said? Absolutely.
Yes.
Is it possible? Yes. Do I put it past our government and crazy left? No, I don't put it past
the gear guy, Zach Law's here.
Oh, nice.
The gear guy.
So I don't know if you saw on Facebook, but Brian Bell said something.
The associate.
About him.
Yeah, he went off on him.
Yeah,
I think I love Brian. I just don't think
read it.
He just don't like that Zach's just getting so much attention. I might have to be. So Brian has an alter. You don't know about Brian's alter ego, the associate.
No, I don't.
Yeah, for years has been around, the masked associate. He cuts promos on Facebook, all kinds of stuff. And I think the associate is just a little bit upset that he's been paying his dues for so many years.
Yeah.
And yet the gear guy's getting all the attention.
I do like how hard that the gear guy works. He's a worker. He's putting in the smoke too on the old socials. I've seen him step those up. Well, damn.
All right, what current events are you bringing up?
Well, Doc brought one up. I was going to ask you what you thought about Biden's bicycle skills. How'd you feel about watching your president fall off of a bike going no miles an hour, and he's 1,000,000 years old with dementia?
So that was probably the first time that the empathy in me went out to Biden.
Yeah.
And I thought to myself,
It's embarrassing.
who thought this was a good fucking idea?
It's a great point. You're
I'm
fired.
not mad at him for falling. Like, what did you
sure.
expect? Like, literally, what did you expect was going to happen?
Oh, yeah.
But who in their right mind was sitting in the office like, you know what we need to do?
Oh, yeah.
Joe
Put him
needs
on
to
the
ride a bike.
Yep. Put him on the bike.
Unless
You're
he's a
fine.
Trump guy that has just infiltrated the staff.
Then it's genius.
And he's like, you know what?
Put him
Put
on the
that
bike.
motherfucker on a bike.
Yeah, put the helmet on, pull his socks up, and just let him go on the bike.
Right.
He's fine. Oh, my God. That's hilarious.
Yeah, my heart, my heart broke. I was just like,
Has a president fallen more than him in your lifetime?
No.
Even Reagan never fell.
yeah. Well, Reagan, I mean,
He got shot. And that's what it did. It took him down. He lived. He
Yeah.
spit the bullet out and said,
Fucking
go
man.
fuck yourself.
Reagan was a fucking man. Let's just call
Dude.
it what it was.
But Biden's fallen going up and down the stairs to Air Force One multiple times. Like, I don't know. I think definitely some on his team is not the best like PR team. And that leads to my conspiracy theorists where I almost think they have sacrificed this old man.
Yes.
For something. There's a whole reason to this.
There's no way they're rolling him out in 24.
Oh, God, there's absolutely zero chance.
There's no way they're rolling Kamala out. They've realized, I mean, I'm hearing rumors that they're dusting the mothballs off Hillary.
Oh, she's foaming at the mouth. Hillary
Like,
will come out of the
So,
bullpen.
which would be great for us. Third loss.
Oh, God, dude. I don't know, man. She scares me more than anyone. She scares because she'll kill a motherfucker. All right? You'll be dead with the fishes.
Yeah.
She's one of the most gangster politicians that people don't give credit to.
For everyone listening, I just want you to know that was Uncle Randy's views. He lives in Silvertown in Canton, Georgia. Those were not the views of Gary Lamb, who lives in the estates at Brook Park. Thank you very much.
She will off people. If you
Right.
think that there aren't dead people because of her and Bill, I think Bill's just steady fucking. She does the killing.
She's ruthless.
She does the killing. Now, she's awful.
Yes.
Obviously, but she definitely does the killing.
Is Trump running again?
Yeah,
A
I
lot
don't-
of people thought he was announcing last weekend. I never could figure out why.
I don't think he'll win. Not if he runs against DeSantis.
I don't think DeSantis will run if Trump runs.
I don't know. He's kind of started throwing shade at DeSantis. It depends on the ticket, but I'm not like some diehard Trumper.
Oh, no, me either.
Like, there's a lot about Trump I don't
Here's
like.
the deal.
And that might make people mad.
Dude,
but there's
here's the
some
deal.
shit.
If Trump runs against DeSantis gets my vote.
Sure.
That's not even up for debate.
No.
It's not even up for negotiation.
If fucking Dan Crenshaw or somebody gets on a ticket with DeSantis,
Yeah.
or damn Candace Owens or some cool
Yeah.
shit, dude, I'm all
Now,
about
I
it.
wouldn't mind seeing DeSantis and Trump Jr.
No, I mean, I would love to see Trump Jr. before Trump.
Trump Jr. don't give.
Now, the
you
main...
think Trump don't give two fucks? Trump Jr.
Hey,
don't give two
Champ's in
fucks.
here. Old Warren.
What's up?
Dude, that was a great time with him, interviewing him. That dude's a stud champion winner. Just
Got to listen to a little bit of it.
continues. The man is...
He's ageless.
He's ageless. Started a new career 4 years ago after retiring. Just said, you know what? I'm going to give it another go.
Yeah.
And now he holds a fucking world title in a major organization at 36 years old with every injury that you can have. Dude, he couldn't turn. Like people, he was being nice about it. He's like, yeah, my neck hurts sometimes. He couldn't do. He is stiffer, and he gives it hell every day.
Yeah.
It's incredible. Just the piss and vinegar of that guy. I want a little dose of that. And we were one day me and him were in the sauna, right? And this young kid, did I ever tell you this? No, I think I told the mayor. I was a fan of his. Me and Warren were sitting in there doing like we used to do and have a champion sauna sesh. Warren gets out and this kid's like, is that Warren Thompson? I said, yeah. He's like, oh, I'm a huge fan of that guy. I was like, he's the nicest guy on earth. Say what's up to him. And Warren had left and then came back in, and I told him, he's like, "Where's the kid at?" Like he's so nice,
Right.
And that poor kid never got to meet him. I hope he comes back in one day because it was make his day. It was like a 20-year-old kid that's probably followed his career the whole time. But
so I'm going to tell you something. So while Warren's on here, I'll admit when I'm wrong. I gave Warren bad advice.
What'd you say?
Leading up to the fight, I told him, I said, "Listen, man, she's a smoke show. You need to put her on the back burner until after the fight." He literally sent me a laughing emoji, and he proved me wrong. And that was nothing against her.
Yes.
You know, I just know how you and I are.
Oh, yeah.
We wouldn't have been focused. He was focused.
Now,
Good
dude,
for him.
I think with everything that he's experienced, everything you can have happen in a profession, that's part of, that kind of leads into...
Andy knows Andrew Tate, the douchebag on TikTok. When he said that the other day, I was like, what the fuck?
Dude, he knows everybody. Dude, he knows all the big, MMA greats. They all know who he is. I mean, hell, he's been professional kickboxer in all the big organizations. So shout out to Warren Thompson. You guys should take a little more love for that guy. That guy brought a championship here.
Yeah, I know it sounds lame, and people probably won't get this. I'm disappointed a little bit, even in the local paper, the county, for not giving the honor and the bigger deal that was.
Yeah, it
to
should
me.
be a big deal, dude. It's a fucking huge ass fucking belt to have, and our local guy has it here.
Yeah.
But now me and you are on the case. We'll spread it around like wildfire.
We're gonna start that shit.
I mean, dude, if I'm Brandon and a guy, he's gold.
Right.
He's got the look.
He
looks
the gimmick.
mean. He looks good. He's good looking.
He's talking about cutting the mullet, though, man, and that's the gimmick.
Don't power cut the mullet.
No.
Don't do the mullet.
It fits with the 80 tattoos.
Not
Go with
for
the
now.
fucking gimmick and stick with it.
Yeah, the throat tattoo is powerful. All right. Well, I was going to bring up Warren. So Uncle Randy went and golfed with Bubba and the mayor.
Yeah.
And Duck. And I rode with Duck.
Nice.
I did. I'd never met Duck in person.
Great guy.
What I like about Duck, he is so hungry to grow his brand.
It's insane.
All he did in the golf cart was pick my brain.
Yes.
Which was great.
Right.
I appreciate that, and I
Yes.
would do the same.
Yes.
About social media, things
Right.
I've done, how it worked, how this is.
Even though he's better at it than us.
Sure.
Like
He's great.
he does the same thing to me. And I'm like, what the fuck,
He
dude?
has shoes.
Right.
Literally duck feet shoes.
Literally everything he does buys into the gimmick, and that's why he's Gary Lamb approved.
Yeah. But you have to I'm trying to tell the listeners, like when you want to know, that's how you go about it.
Right.
When you get a seat at a table
Yes, you ask
with
the
someone,
questions. Yes.
you don't get dicky about it,
No.
which or abrasive. It's all casual.
Right.
But you just see how much he wants to grow that brand, how dedicated he is to it. And to me, that inspires me.
Well, and I think it's paying off.
Oh, it has to. He said in the car business,
making
as
some
much
money.
as hard as it's been hit, he has all these
he's
referrals
killing.
coming in.
Right.
And all the other car salesmen are like, what the fuck, man?
Yeah.
Like, it's not fair.
Right. Because he outworks you motherfuckers.
And he put in the work on the back end.
Right.
He's got a whole fucking gimmick and a fucking backdrop where he shoots videos,
Right.
gets his customers to cut promos for him. It's
Belt,
brilliant.
his own cutout,
Oh, yeah.
a backdrop,
And he
an
don't cut it-
assistant. Got a fucking assistant. He's a car salesman.
So I do got to give him one thing. So me and Bubba are sitting there, right? And Duck's done drove into the shit off to the side. Me and Bubba are watching him. And Duck swings out of he's a big guy. When he gets hold of it, he can rip it. He hits a ball 150 feet straight up in the air. It goes 4 feet in front of him. But it went 150 yards in the air, straight up. And me and Bubba were about to shit our pants.
I wouldn't know because I wasn't invited.
Well, we've all talked. We talked about you for a minute about how has anyone ever done an athletic event with Gary? Has anyone ever done anything athletic? Because I can't get anyone to say they have.
Well, early on in my marriage to Christine, it doesn't end well. I'm super. So you have to know how you're wired, and I'm so competitive that I can't have fun. I don't enjoy it. Even a game of you ever played spoons? You
No.
know, you never played spoons.
I don't think so.
So let's say you got 6 people around the table.
Yeah.
I can't remember how you do it. You fucking flip a card and there's 5 spoons, and when you hit the right thing, everybody has to grab a spoon. There's one less spoon.
So it's like musical chairs, but with spoons and cards.
But you're beating the fuck out of each other as you're getting that spoon. And it might have led to my kids being like 7 or 8, and I'm so much smack talking, they're crying, and
I can see that.
I mean, you saw me at a wiffle ball tournament that I wasn't even in, and
I could totally see.
You know, there's a kickball tournament here in Silvertown next week.
Yep.
And my own wife didn't even ask me to be on a team. I'm not allowed to have a mic. I'm allowed to come, sit in a seat.
Well, you haven't heard nothing yet. The wiffle ball tournament's about to be announced.
Oh, yeah. We're out this year.
No,
I'm out.
We've got to have the team.
No, yeah, Bubba can lead that up.
I told Bubba that I'm going to market to that. I want that rematch. That's huge that makes us more money for the charity. We're doing St. Jude. Let's raise all the money we can, bro.
It's just not
That's why everybody still thinks like, I was mad about that whole thing for 1 second, and then when we gave the homeless veterans, or when John handed that check for almost $8,000,
yeah,
I was like, I'm not mad at anyone.
Yeah, because we raise money.
$8,000. We just gave a guy that can make shit happen with $10.
Right.
He'll make that $8,000 $80,000.
Yeah.
So no, the whole point is to raise the money. But we're gonna have the fence up. I don't know if you saw the field coming in.
I did. It had some.
Posts are up.
It had the yellow and black tape up
because we got the new lights. The electrical just got done, so it's lit. We're gonna be able to play day and night, double elimination.
It's nice.
It's gonna be nasty. And news to come on that. We've already got flyers. Just got to nail down the date. But so Bubba's in charge of whether a black sheep team gets entered or not. I know Doc wants to play again.
Yeah,
he's a winner.
I have to let Bubba lead that part of my dynasty.
Yeah, good guy to do it. He'll make sure it's taken care of. Mayor said you were invited. You just said for everybody to go fuck themselves.
Yeah. Well.
All right, so that was a good time. Actually, the mayor's a damn good golfer. It's shocking.
That's what I heard.
Shocking. I mean, it's not shocking, but like you see the mayor, you don't think he is way stronger. And even though he walks almost like he's crippled, because I don't know if it's his legs or back that's injured or both. But then he gets on a golf course and can just straight up rip to the point where I was like, you shouldn't even be playing with us, John. Yeah, I thought you were bad. We're all bad. And Bubba has flashes of being good. Me and Duck are bad.
I don't understand. So help me, as a man who's only golfed one time in his life, and thought it was the most boring, stupid shit I'd ever done in my life.
Yep.
Explain to me the allure of golf, because I don't get it. It's expensive. I have to wear real shorts and a collared shirt.
Well,
and
at Callahan's
shoes.
you don't, which we have this little country place here. You can wear a T-shirt here.
Yeah, it just doesn't. It's hot.
It's too hot for me. I told them I like fall golf.
Right. Okay.
70 degrees at the hottest. I don't know. I actually enjoy. I used to think it was boring as shit. But I enjoy getting out with the fellas and drinking.
I've also realized that I don't enjoy much in life. So I don't really have a lot of hobbies. I don't do a lot of stuff, and I don't like people, and so it just is weird. It's just I only like what I like, which is nothing.
All right, so I got to ask you this question on current events, and then we'll get rolling. So the old WNBA girl, it's in Russia, takes the reefer over.
Yes.
Gets arrested.
Yes.
She's being held. She's probably going to do 10 years hard labor in a rock camp.
Why did she plead guilty? I assumed she pled guilty because they were going to let her go, but it doesn't seem like that's what's going to happen.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to let her go.
Yeah,
That's Russia, man. And what an idiot for taking that shit to Russia. Fucking don't break the law in Russia if you're an American.
Yeah, it didn't make a lot
imbecile.
of sense, but I'm shocked by the fact she pleaded guilty, because I was just like, I don't know if she was told, man, plead guilty,
take
get a little time, and then maybe some politicians can get you out. It makes no sense. I literally thought when she pleaded guilty, okay, they want her to admit she was wrong, and because she's an American, they're going to let her go. But man, they are not letting her. She's legit.
Oh yeah,
they're talking 10 years.
Yeah.
For some weed.
Yeah. But Russia
don't play about the weed.
Believe me, I'm all about legalizing the weed. I don't partake, but I want to legalize it and make all the money. I want Uncle Randy's reefer to become a thing.
Yes.
I want to make all the dough. But I'm not dumb enough to take it into Russia.
Yeah, and at the end of the day, you were stupid, and you
Real
did
stupid.
it. And
You can take anything into any contraband into Russia or
Right.
China. You're just
Right.
begging to never.
And
come
I like
back.
how her girlfriend or her wife or whatever was like, she had to go over there to make money because she's not making. Bitch, you make over $200,000 a year playing basketball. I don't give a fuck how much LeBron makes. You make $200,000 plus. Like,
Yep.
no offense, I make a good living.
Yep.
I ain't making $200,000 playing basketball, 82 games or whatever the hell it is.
I did like what you said on Facebook though about the WNBA when Bubba was talking about the horrible.
It's the only
trophies.
thing me and Bubba have never agreed on. We
Dude.
had a debate about it the other day.
The old WNBA man, you can't pay them girls more when
It's the
six people go.
It's the stupidest shit ever. LeBron
bananas
James,
do better.
LeBron James makes this, and she makes this. That's not even fucking remotely. You're comparing a grape to a filet mignon. Like,
How
it's
many
not even
people do you know own a WNBA jersey?
right. None.
I don't either.
And those are loss leaders for those people. They're not making money running that league.
No, that's a tolerance Title IX thing.
It's exactly what it is. No
to
one
look-
gives two fucks about women's basketball.
Zero shits. I'm talking about zero
Yeah.
fucks.
Yeah.
Negative fucks.
Right.
That's why she's still sitting up
Right.
there too, because nobody gives a fuck.
You know.
Plus, she's pretty stupid. Now, I do think they do a terrible job branding it. Just, I mean, in the same way that women's soccer's, that
Right.
they, even when they're good, 6 people go or 1,000
Right.
people go.
Because it's fucking
But you
communist
go
sport.
to watch the men's. There's 100,000 plus
Right.
in these stadiums.
Right.
Even if the women are better than the men,
Right.
they don't draw and create
because we don't
the
care
revenue.
about women's sports.
True.
Sports
Are for men.
are our most primal nature. It's we get back to one-on-one competitiveness, whether it's a fight or a football game or even a baseball game. It's the best of the best going out there. And make me just clear, I am not saying that I'm better than those women. I am not. But what I'm saying is they are not better than the men that are their equivalent.
Doc's
and no one
got
gives two fucks.
He's got a great point, but he's looking at it backwards.
He's looking at asses.
Beach volleyball is all. Yeah, it's a good look when you turn it on, but only 6 people turn it on.
Right.
Now, yes, the
See,
women that
Bubba's
play
still
beach
doubling
volleyball,
down. They don't brand it. They don't. You could brand the fuck out of the WNBA. No
you'd
one
lose
cares.
money. That'd be a terrible decision. You'd be wasting
no one
marketing
gives a
dollars.
Fuck.
Yeah, the marketing dollars would be wasted. These
Hey,
guys,
fan-controlled football had more viewers than
'Cause
WNBA.
if you really get down to it, and I don't want to sound like a misogynist.
And
all this
Bubba's, I
shit.
mean, Doc's watching because his wife's been pregnant. He ain't been getting laid.
Sure.
So he's watching.
Well, he's one of the
volleyball.
7 people.
Right.
he's one of the
Yeah.
7 people.
He's getting his rocks off to
I
hot
get it.
chicks.
But shit, what was I going to say? What was I talking about? Oh yeah, these. If you think these rich guys that own these WNBA teams and shit, there are tax loopholes with Title IX and
Right.
having a women's
Right.
team, and they're so rich that money then offsets what they get in tax.
Right.
That's all. Those
It's
are
all
side hustles for rich guys.
Right.
That's their
It's
little
how-
fun thing.
Well, first of all, it's where they lose money because when you have that kind of money, you have to have some businesses that are losing money to offset your businesses that are making money.
Dude, Mayor always comes through with some truth. Women's fighting.
Women's fighting is phenomenal. I'm shocked.
I will say that. I mean,
It's a lot more interesting.
they are getting right up there. Women scrap as hard as anybody. Yeah, so that's the one where, yeah, that's true. All right. So again, Uncle Randy, Gary, we like women are great,
Great.
I think it's awesome.
Get in there and cook my dinner.
But the sports thing, listen, I just think it's a no-brainer. This shit's terrible. I wouldn't invest in it.
No, it's a horrible
Hell no.
investment.
All right. So what I wanted to talk about, I wanted to ask you about, I've been wanting to ask you about this for a while, and I keep forgetting about it. So in your line of work and business, it's hard to
My
even say.
wife just called me an idiot. I
What?
know that was a delayed response to the getting there. I wasn't referring to my wife getting there and make me dinner.
Yes.
I was just saying most
Other-
men's wives.
yes, other
Right,
women.
Right, exactly.
in general. So in your line of work, which is crazy because it's kind of all over the place, but the power of a proper response in a business sense, if someone does you wrong in business or in life, friends, if they take shots at you,
Yes.
how much has over time has how you respond to these things changed as you've gotten older? And what's the value in sometimes taking a breath and letting the response marinate.
Yeah. So here's the. I'll give you some perfect examples.
Yes.
So when I moved here 17 years ago, social media was not a huge thing at that time. Twitter was taking off, but I'll tell you what was huge: blogs. Mm-hmm. So Outreach Magazine at that time, one year they did a classification, named me like the 13th most popular Christian blog.
Yeah.
It was called the Mad Babble of a Church Planner. And I used to treat it like Facebook. I'd post like 7-8 times a day. Nice. And I would argue with everyone in the comments. Like, they would fight with me. I'd argue with them. We were a portable church, and we had someone steal our trailer. And I made this huge post about, when I find you, I'm going to gut you, but very non-Christian response. Sure.
And you're the 13th greatest Christian influencer at the time.
But what it did was it kept my life in constant turmoil. It was everything I did. I was always looking to respond. As I've gotten older, I never feel the need to respond. I never feel the need to defend myself. I never feel the need to go to I never even feel the need to correct somebody. Mm-hmm. At the end of the day, all they want to do is engage you, and I'm not going to engage. And so I post and I ghost. Yeah. And I let my tribe defend me, and it's much more powerful. People expect, it's different because Brooke doesn't have a Facebook, but people would expect Brooke to get on there and defend you. Yeah. I tell Kristen, I don't need you, and she will occasionally. Sometimes she has enough and needs to get on there. Yeah. But I tell them, don't say anything. They expect you. You're fighting a losing battle because no matter what you say, they're not going to listen because you're my wife.
Oh, yeah.
So just let it unfold. Yes. I don't feel the need to correct anybody. I don't feel the need to make it better. I don't feel the need to get people to be on my side. You can disagree all day long, and at the end of the day, you can be wrong because I'm not changing my opinion.
Sure. I mean, for me, and it's an ongoing thing, right, that I'm learning every day as I get older, but I watched a video today which kind of made me want to talk on this. I don't remember the guy's name. He's awesome. He's a motivational speaker guy, and he's talking about, you can't control what happens to you in life. All you can control is which everyone's heard that. But, he was, they tell you, right, like when you fire off an email to yes. type it, read it, save it for a minute before you send it.
Yes.
Take the breath and evaluate. But as I've gotten more and more people kind of knowing who I am, and even friends, like people that are, I guess, borderline friends, which I kind of see how you do it. You're like, I got like 7 friends. That's how you live. Right. You're like, I don't have 100 friends. I've got like 7. Because friends will eventually take shots at you.
Right.
Like real shots.
Yes, of course.
And so I guess what I'm wanting to ask you is, when that has happened to you before, are you more likely now to sit back and not even, if it's a friend, and not get the emotional?
Yeah. Even with a friend, I can't remember who. Christy and I ran into someone recently. I think it was this week. And they totally ignored us like they didn't know us. And at one time we were friends with them. And Christine's like, and she was just venting to me. She's like, I just want to go up to her and be like, what happened? And I said, sure. And I got snippy and I was wrong. I said, why do you give a fuck? Yeah. Who cares? Yeah. Whatever their issue is their issue. And the fact that they never had the balls to come to me and tell me what their issue is, that showed me that they're not worth my time. You know what I mean?
So that's a real thing. Like, what? You have any idea why that happens? Because I've seen it with me, right? And I'm nobody. Few people know who Uncle Randy is. Listen, whatever. It's good to be Uncle Randy. But then you run into friends, and they're like, because maybe more people know you now.
Yeah.
That they don't know you now. Like, it's almost like it's not cool for me to know you anymore.
You've changed.
Sure. And you haven't even talked to them.
And you haven't changed. Life happens.
Yeah.
I'm in a different place than I was 5 years ago.
Yeah.
I have different views now. My life is different. Sorry that I don't have time to talk to you every week or do whatever. life just happens. But I've always just been a big believer in people come into your life and people leave your life. And here's what I try to do better that I used to not do. When people left my life, they were the ultimate pieces of shit. Now, when people leave my life, I try. I'm not saying I always excel at this.
Absolutely.
But I try to be like, you know what? For the period they were in my life, they were good people.
Sure.
And they helped me.
Yeah.
And people will ask me, what happened between you and this person? And now and a lot of times I'm like, life.
Yeah.
Nothing happened.
Sure.
I never had a falling out with that
there
person.
doesn't have to be some huge controversy.
We never had words. We never got into a fight about anything. Life happened. Mm-hmm. We're not in the same place we were 6 years ago. That person's with another person. I'm with this person. I had 2 younger kids at that time. Now my kids are older. Life just happened, and we sort of drifted apart.
Sure.
And so, but I used to be all or nothing, man. You were 100% Gary. And matter of fact, when people left my life, if you were in my life and you stayed friends with them, I was anti-you.
See, that's kind of where I'm at. Probably, I guess, that process where you were then, because I'm kind of hitting that with a lot of people, and I see the value in how you're saying to be. But I'd be the same way. Like, what the fuck, man? Fuck you then.
Yeah,
up your ass. And that probably isn't the best way to look at it.
And don't get me wrong, I still feel that way. I like this person at the gym. Fuck them. You know what I mean? But in the same regard, they're not like, well, why are they worth me getting myself? The reality is when I saw that person, I hadn't seen them in 3.5 years probably.
Yeah.
And ain't thought about them. So why now am I letting them get me all fired up just because I saw them? They didn't have enough respect to come over and say hello. Yeah. The reality is I didn't go to them and say hello.
Yeah.
So they could be saying the same thing.
This is a great point by Christine. And I've wondered the same thing before. So especially with her, and she's your wife, so of course you can speak to that way better than I could. But I see her posts. She never posts anything.
Right.
If anything, she's just posting uplifting shit or trying to, profess her walk and everything.
Yes.
Like, it's all good shit. But so how could so she's like, I wonder more out of curiosity, but she doesn't care. But yeah, like, why the fuck would you not be my friend anymore? I haven't done a damn thing.
Well, I think definitely Christine has been lost friends because of guilt by association to me.
Yeah.
Things I've done. She gets a double doozy of having Rick and me.
Man,
so
that is a tough road to hoe right there.
I think that. I think COVID was very eye-opening to Christine. Christine was never a give her opinions on any side of anything.
Yeah.
And COVID brought out the American freedom person in Christine, boy.
Oh, yeah.
I sat back and would just laugh about it. Like, she all of a sudden, she saw the bullshit, and when she started calling out bullshit, a lot of her left-leaning friends never knew that she had these views. Even her family, some of her family walked away from her, and they think, man, that's because of Gary. That's not because of me. That's her. That's her views. I don't force my views on her.
That's probably what's most likely with me too. Like, ever since I started podcasting, I'm telling you, as soon as me and Brooke started doing a show, I had to get rid of her. I didn't want her associated with it because I make such strong opinions, and I don't want her to suffer the repercussions of my things and her employers and shit like that.
And people also just look. People want the credit for stuff. They look for reasons to hate on people.
Oh,
if you knew the real Gary, well, why does it fucking all fire you up? What I do has no effect on you.
That's
when they're not getting
kinda,
the glory. They're not getting the credit.
But that's when you've kind of made it, though, right?
Right.
When people start wanting to take shots at you.
Right.
Because no one wants to take a shot at nobody.
Right.
Who gives a fuck? People are always trying to, punch up and get a reaction.
Misery loves company. People who don't have the testicular fortitude to go out and be themselves and feel like they have to be filtered, they can't stand that. And so, but I don't mean this, and I tell this Christine that used to drive her crazy, and I don't mean it in an arrogant way. I think because I have been in ministry so long, since I was for 20-something years, I'm just used to people coming and people going.
Yeah.
And so it doesn't affect me as much because I'm just used to it. Does that make sense?
Yeah, for sure.
It is what it is. And people are going to hate on me, people that don't know me. I can't tell you how many times people come up to me and they're like, man, I had all these misconceptions about you. And I'm like, who the fuck are you? Like, who are you to even have a misconception about me? You don't remotely know me.
Yeah.
But cool, you had this misconception. Like, that's your loss, man.
Well,
you know what I mean?
Me and Bubba were laughing about this on the golf course, too. I don't even know if he remembers it. But I was like, man, the people that I know that knew you before I knew you,
yes.
that kind of wanted to push us together to meet each other, which was smart on their parts. But so when I was early, when I had heard about you and everything, you would think that people think you're some freaking party-loving, playboy. You are the oldest guy. I texted you that earlier today. You are 1,000 years old. You are the oldest guy I know, and I'm old. Yeah. I go to bed at 9:30. You're 8:30.
So I'll tell you a funny story. So my sister has a lot of health problems. Mm-hmm. So which one is it? Is it your kidney or your liver or something you have two of? Which one?
Kidneys.
Kidneys. Okay, so your kidneys. So she calls my wife one day, or my mom calls my wife one day and says, man, Tosh, that's my sister. She's super stressed, blah, 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 blah. Kristen's like, why? Well, she has all these health problems one day, and she's probably going to go into kidney failure one day, and Gary's going to be the best match, but all the drinking that he does. And Kristen's like, what are you talking about?
I haven't seen you have a drink in forever.
I probably have. Now, I'm not talking about 7 nights a year. I'm talking about 7 drinks a year. Yeah. Like, I'm not a drinker. I'm not anti-drink. I just don't drink. I don't like the taste of it. It's hilarious to me, the perception. I told people one time, I wish women wanted me the way the rumors.
Oh, yeah. Hell yeah.
The threesomes and the orgies.
The huge cock.
And the swinger
enormous
fest that I'm and I have. And I'm like,
yeah.
I'm a 46-year-old fat fuck who literally has watched, in probably the last month, 11 seasons of Moonshiners. There's nothing exciting. Like, it literally blows my mind.
Dude, so let me piggyback on that. So
let me,
go ahead.
Christine just put this in here. I had to answer under oath why I drink so much because of my ex-wife, and had to answer under oath, why do people in Canton refer to you as the Godfather?
Oh,
and I had to answer, because I have a sense of humor.
And because you love gangsters.
Because I have a sense of humor, and I call them.
Of course.
But, like, it's hilarious. I'm the most boring.
It's true.
No, I'm not even trying to be funny. I don't, not even the party stuff. I don't golf.
Yeah.
I don't want to go watch sporting events. I don't want to go. I love to go out to eat. I love to hang out with my wife. And I love to hustle and work.
Yeah,
that's what I love to do. I'm so
There's
boring.
nothing wrong with that, dude. And but so what I was going to say, like, it's hilarious to me. So, and we'll just plug this right now. So when Guardians was at the mill,
right,
and Uncle Randy, I see this lady in the crowd, and she's got this awesome air guitar balloon. She's not playing it, and I'm like, where the fuck do you get that? Because I'm fixing to change the game.
Yeah, I'm about to tear it up.
So I go talk to our boy,
the man,
fucking man, and he's like, dude, your money's no good here. What do you want? What colors? I was like, red, white, and blue, please. Then I'll pay you gladly. No, I'm not taking your money.
Right.
Just go up and see if someone will shoot a picture, and if they do, tag me. I was like, done. So he makes me this sweet air guitar. I go rip ass and change the whole fucking game for an hour and a half at Guardians. People shooting video, signs. I'm talking about pictures, Facebook everywhere. And afterwards, I'm talking to people. Once I'm home and they start seeing it all over Facebook, they're like, holy shit, Uncle Randy was wasted. I had one beer.
Right. So Christine gets that all the time.
One beer.
Christine can go out and have a blast without drinking.
Yeah, sure. Most people can.
Yeah.
Or some people, not most people. But some people.
It's funny. How many drinks does she have? I'm like, she's literally had nothing to drink. She just has fun. And it's amazing. I was talking to John Little or something recently about it, and I was like, I just wish half the rumors about me were true because I'm so boring.
Dude, if I would have been ripped at Guardians doing that much movement, I'd have been butt naked.
Right. Yeah.
Like I literally.
Can we talk about the Guardian show? Was it amazing?
Beer. Oh, it was amazing.
2 weeks, ball ground. We're even going to do it bigger.
They're always good. I was a little disappointed Rich didn't pull me on stage. Made eye contact at one point and pointed, gave me the love. That's Rich, right? The lead guitarist? Isn't that his name? Rich Ward?
Yes, Rich Ward, the Duke.
Yeah. Dude, fucking 100 years old, looks like he's 20.
The Duke.
And he moves like a hell kitten. I was trying to mirror his moves for a minute, and then he did the...
You can't do the fancy
he did the
feet.
stupid flip and the twirl, and I was like, nah, you lost me there. So they're always good. Blows my mind, though. The lead singer, without his glasses and hat, is a different human being.
Yes.
And without the headphones.
Yes.
Puts those on, transports into this psychopathic, awesome singer. And everyone had a blast, dude. It blew me away. That place could not be more packed. Fire Marshal Bill wanted it closed down.
Yes.
Permit reasons.
Right.
It was over,
Right.
too many people.
Because it was Canton.
Spot. Yeah.
He wants to keep Canton safe.
But if that right
Coolest
there,
small town in America.
right,
Hashtag.
All right, let's put that on hot because I want to. There's a listener question about it. We'll go back to that. So the last question I had about our business talk,
Yes.
but I was wanting to. My question for you tonight was about people's inability to keep things under wrap. Everybody wants to blow their load early, right?
Yes.
So I've got a couple of things going on with the
Yes.
business. I've talked to you about. I kind of, went to you for some advice about it. It's almost to where I can talk about it.
Yes.
But where I see a lot of people they will talk about it before it's all the way
Yes.
done too much, and they fuck themselves.
Yes.
Like I get the one to tease.
Yeah,
But-
so it's a fine line. So you and I, personality-wise, are very different in that regard.
Yeah.
Because I'm a teaser.
Yeah. Oh, me too. I'll
Yeah.
tease. I
Well,
know I got
well,
something.
no, you
cooking.
haven't. And I've been pretty impressed.
Yeah.
To the point that actually, had I got here early and not had to jump on, I was going to talk to you and be like, hey, is that still going on? I ain't heard anything else about it, man.
It is.
I'm a teaser. I like to drop teases. I'm in a situation right now where I'm about to probably attempt the biggest thing I've done. And I have a business partner in this one
Yeah.
who has threatened me with my life until it's finalized. And so...
What, not to talk about
yes,
it?
Yes.
And so is it killing you?
It's
Worse than anything.
killing me. Like, it's killing me so much that I printed up T-shirts for it today that I can't even wear.
So you must respect this guy then a lot as a business partner,
he's
right?
one of my
He knows his
mentors.
shit?
He's one of my mentors in life. Definitely one of my mentors in business. He's right. This is a legacy type business
Sure.
that I will do forever. But even that, I drop hints all the time about it.
Of course.
Got a big meeting
Of course.
today. Got a big this.
Of course you
Got
do.
that.
I know
today.
that. I know that.
But that's just the way I'm wired.
But I'm talking about like if you were
But so many
to just say it
Yes.
before and you could ruin a whole business deal.
Well,
like no one
you could ruin a whole business deal. In my situation, there's lots of paperwork that is 4 to 6 months worth of approval that could fall through something else like a
with
dumbass.
legalities and shit like that.
Someone that knows more about that, because in my mind it's such a phenomenal idea and such a phenomenal location, they could swoop in and be like, boom, we're doing it.
Of course.
Yeah, I think guys talk shit too much, and here's what's funny. People tell me all the time, even in my regular, you don't keep anything secret. No, I keep everything secret.
Sure.
Make no mistake about it.
You know what I want you to know.
You know what I want you to know. And every little post that you think is me just shooting off is calculated and thought out, and you know what I want you to know.
Absolutely.
And so that is it. But yeah, guys shoot their load too much. In your situation, what I would, not that you have asked, so let me make that clear.
Sure.
But when your deal is finalized,
Yeah.
I then, before announcing it, would start the tease. I'm a big, let's build them up to a tease.
Oh, always.
And then, woof,
yeah.
you know.
Build it.
Yeah.
For sure.
Because it's
I just don't want to be the guy like
it's the perfect Uncle Randy endeavor.
Yeah, I mean, I really like it. Brooke is all in.
Yeah, how could she
knows?
I mean, with all due respect, like, how could she not be? If anybody else sent me this, I'd be like, no. When you sent it to me, I was in Savannah.
Oh, yeah.
I was at the table with him. I said, I got to step away.
I was at the beach.
I said, I have to step away for a minute.
Yeah, I was at the beach.
Just where I could call you. Mm-hmm. And I was like, I didn't even flinch.
Well, I was impressed how quick you did numbers.
Yes.
Like in your head, you're such a numbers guy. You're like, blah, 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 this. You've either done this.
Yeah.
When I was telling
Well, I'm
about
always going to look at the numbers.
Yeah, that makes total sense.
The numbers don't lie.
What I don't want to be those, I've got buddies, and I don't want to put them on blast, guys and girls, that are all the time talking about, I'm about to launch, and it never happens.
Well,
or I'm about to do this, and it's going to be never. And too much of that, then people are no longer going to believe you.
Well, also, here's what I see a lot of guys do. And I've never understood this, like construction guys, whatever, the guys that do bids. Pretty sure I just landed a huge job.
Oh,
no, you
yeah.
didn't. You put a bid in, motherfucker.
Yeah.
You didn't. Like, you've already spent that money.
Sure.
And then that deal fell through. The deal didn't fall through. You didn't get
You
the
never
job.
had it. Yeah, and you never had it.
Putting a bid in doesn't mean you got the job.
Absolutely does not.
And, like, that always blows my mind with people. And right now, I've got 2 or 3 different cities talking to me. I haven't even hinted about those cities because the reality is there's probably a 20% chance that I'm going to get them.
Well, yeah, and your reach is so big now. Like, I would imagine you don't want that possibly getting wind back that you're already confident that you've got something.
Right, no, yeah.
That could hurt you now because more people know you.
Well, that is definitely the negative of being so vocal on social media.
Yeah.
They're going to check out your social media
100%.
immediately. So if you come across as arrogant, cocky,
already a done deal.
right? Well, fuck him. Who's this kid? You know
Sure,
what I mean?
absolutely. That's kind of what I'm trying to talk to the people that are, starting out or starting a hustle or a brand. Like, just I don't know. I don't like to blow your load early before. It's just the old counting your chickens before they hatch.
And also, it's funny you just said guys that are going out to start a brand. You know something I've definitely, especially a personal brand. I don't know that you can set out to build a personal brand.
Yeah, I don't know either.
I think it sort of organically happens.
Sure.
And when it organically happens,
it's good.
Then you can build it.
Yes.
So, question for you, because I don't know the answer to this.
Yes.
I would imagine your personality has been your personality forever. Is that
absolutely
okay? But how long has Uncle Randy been around?
For 4 years.
Okay, so only 4 years. So Randall, personality morphed into organically
by my podcast audience,
Uncle Randy, who then once you find that niche, you can build on it.
Sure.
I didn't start out 20 years ago calling myself the black sheep.
Yes,
it just sort of happened.
Sure, and it fit with the life story.
My name and my life, and so I'm the same person I've always been.
Absolutely.
It just sort of morphs into it.
Yeah, well, that's the authenticity part of it too, where people will buy it or they won't. Like, I always love when someone just self-anoints themselves something at 45, and then I'm like, dude, no,
right?
That doesn't hit.
I was listening to a podcast of I guess one of the biggest bootleggers of all time, and he called him the king of booze.
Yeah,
and I guess the people that they hated him because he literally was like a nobody and started calling him. Now, they bought into it in that day and time, and he became the king of booze, but he just appointed himself at like 23 the king of booze and became the bootlegger.
All right, I want to get to some of these listener questions. There's some good ones. This first one for you, I'm intrigued. Okay. In my inner circle, I consider myself the Gary Lamb of the group.
Okay.
So my question for Gary is, how do you get all these people to willingly do things for you? I have to force people to do shit.
Okay. So
this is a ballsy, dumb question.
So I don't get anybody to do anything for me. I don't expect anyone to do anything for me. But I cast such a big vision and I'm so passionate about what I want to do. Everyone wants to be part of something bigger than themselves.
Obviously.
So if you're the Gary Lamb of your group, and I don't mean this arrogantly, I don't mean it cocky, that means you're the alpha in your group. I'm a big believer in every tribe can have one alpha. I'm the alpha of our group. And so people want to come along and be part of something that is bigger than themselves.
Sure, that's just natural.
Yeah, but I don't expect my tribe to do anything. They just do it.
Yeah.
They want to be part of it. They enjoy it. And it's funny, if you look at my different endeavors, I have a different part of my tribe and different part, with the exception of Bubba. But Bubba, is the right-hand guy. He's part of all of it. But
sure.
For example, Faye. Faye's huge into wrestling, loves it. She was in that before I started.
She's fantastic,
So that
by
was
the
a
way.
natural fit for her. I have a girl named Kristen who just kind of helped me out with festivals, loves dealing with vendors. She just kind of slid into that role. Kristen has never done one thing with Southern Honor. She's part of Revival events.
It's just probably smart for you to keep these people.
Yeah, and it's not that I keep them separate intentionally. They just plug in where they're passionate.
Sure. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, that's that's how I was going to answer this question, because I thought it was kind of, I don't know. It hit me weird. You actually took it better than I thought you were. I thought you were going to immediately be like, dude, well, then you're just not the Gary.
Well, he's
that's
not.
a shitty leader.
Well, he's not. So I'll give you an example. So you've now been in my life, what, a year and a half, 2 years?
2 years.
2 years.
Yep.
I have never one time come to you and said, can you work the door at wrestling?
No.
Hey, can you go help me set up vendors?
Nope.
But I've come to you and been like, hey, man, will you share this event?
Absolutely.
Hey, I'm going to put on this popsicle eating contest. Will you be part of
Sure.
it? Before I even announced, well, we're so in tune now. I didn't even call you about the guitar contest.
I know.
I just
awesome.
announced it.
I know. It was awesome.
Because,
I loved it.
but here's why. Those are things you like.
Sure.
You like the spotlight. You like being on the stage. You like promoting.
Absolutely.
So
Makes total sense.
I never came to you and said, Uncle Randy, I need you to help me promote stuff. You just sort of evolved into promoting stuff for me. So,
That's the answer. Because I think this guy, if I had to give him any advice, he's going about shit. If you're having to make people do shit, then you're not the leader of the group.
Not.
You're actually just kind of a shitbag.
Right. I mean, look what Mama Linda said. If they believe in someone, it's easy to be there if they need you. You know what I mean? Now, here's the reality. If I called you on August 4th and said, Randy, August 5th is wrestling. Faye's got COVID. Could you and Brooke come down and help me work the door?
Well,
you would do it.
Absolutely. 100%.
But there's a difference.
Chain and all, too.
But there's a difference in doing that one time and it being something
Sure.
you're passionate about. Gary, can you do this for wiffle ball? Absolutely.
Yeah.
I don't give two shits about wiffle ball, and my whole life is. I don't mean that in a mean way. My whole life is charity fundraising,
Sure.
so that doesn't excite me. But you asked me to be part of something and to promote it, and so I'm going to do that because we're friends.
Sure.
So,
Yeah, I feel this guy, I just think you got to look at it a little differently. You don't want to ever say that you're forcing people to do shit unless you truly are the Godfather.
yeah. And what John Little just said is true too. Because John's an alpha, you're an alpha, so there definitely can be more than one alpha. 100%. He's right in that, and I do stand corrected.
But I think you're right. Like in a
there still has to be one leader. Anything with two heads is a monster.
Yes, and it all depends on the endeavor. There's always going to be an alpha leading that endeavor.
And I'll give you an example. I tell people all the time, people find this shocking. I'm the best employee you'll ever have. At your wiffle ball tournament, did I come up to you one time and say, you need to do this way. This needs to be done. Whatever you asked me to do, whether it was carry tables, things,
Sure.
you know why? Because it wasn't my event.
Yep.
My father-in-law asked me this week to be part of something he's putting together. Guess what?
He called me about it.
I will not give my opinions unless he asks. It's not my event.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
I will show up, and if he needs me to go empty trash cans, do whatever,
Sure.
I will do that for him. And because it's not my event, I don't have to show up in. People think I have to be in charge of everything. I don't. I just happen to be in charge of what I do, and that is what it is.
That's a great. That actually leads me to a question for me. Do you ever get tired of being in
No.
charge? You don't ever.
This sounds weird. It's just all I know. I've never worked a job. I've owned my own company since I was 16. I don't know what it's like not to be in charge of something. I had that uncanny ability to operate in chaos. I had that uncanny ability to see what's not moving right and what. So no, I get real itchy when I'm not. And it's not even being a control freak.
Sure.
Because my staff will tell you I'm not a control freak.
Yeah.
They run the way they run.
Yeah.
Here's the end result. I don't care how you get there. Mm-hmm. But no, I don't know how not to be in charge.
Yeah, so it doesn't bother you that the buck always stops with you.
No, I'm just so used to it.
That's just building up a callus too.
You've
just over time built up a callus.
It just goes back to that's all I know.
Yeah, yeah. All right. Hey, this is a great question. Son. Champion. Hell, if I didn't pull this, I would think I wrote it myself. Hey guys, not to be a dick rider, but you both have it. How does one go about developing it?
You don't.
Can it be learned or created? Do either of you even know what it is?
No. Okay, so
Great question. It
so
really is
you
a great
answer
question.
first.
Well, how to start? How does one go about developing it? I'm with you. I don't really think you can develop it. Anything related to showmanship, public speaking, anything like that can be developed, but and how comfortable you are speaking to a group can be developed and learned, and where you're not as nervous and shit like that. But to have the actual it thing, the whatever it is, it's not as good of a. It's more of a curse than people think, in my opinion. Because if you have it, people are going to love you or hate you. And if everyone likes you, you don't have it. And if everyone hates you, you don't have it.
No.
It is when it is almost 50-50.
Right.
When people love you or hate you, then you have it.
Yeah.
That's all I know.
And I'll say this. I do not think it. I think you're born with it. I think you can refine it. You can learn how to manifest it. Mm-hmm. Take it and make it better. I definitely think my it factor today is better than it was 20 years ago. But 20 years ago, I was still pastoring a huge church. I still had the it factor. I was still charismatic. But you can refine it. But you're either born with it. You cannot take an introverted, quiet, soft-spoken. Not that there's anything wrong with that. And I'm not saying they can't be leaders. Because here's the deal. You can have it and not be a leader.
Absolutely.
There's plenty of it people
Tons
that
of
weren't
people.
leaders. There's still it people.
Yeah.
You know, it just comes natural. And I also think it is a different thing. So you can't quantify it. You can't describe it. Uncle Randy's it is different than my it.
Sure.
You cannot argue that Rick Cope doesn't have it.
Sure.
But it's a totally different
it.
Than my it.
Probably the same with you with wrestlers. When you talk about, because you talk about all the time on social media, different wrestlers, like, man, you don't talk all you want about, you pay all this. You don't have it or you do have it, whatever that is.
There's just it.
With your gimmick and everything.
Right. And I'll give you the example. One of the hottest wrestlers in WWE right now is Austin Theory.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Well, Austin Theory was with us.
Yes.
I told people, now, he was well into being an indie wrestler. He didn't start with us.
Sure.
We were the last place where we got sent, and I said, he's got it. he had it.
No doubt. You knew it right away.
He looked like Austin Theory at Southern Honor. No one else looked like Austin Theory at Southern Honor. And now he's got the money in the bank, and now he's the U.S. champion. He's the youngest one ever. And he had it. You can't quantify what it is. We talked about it. He posted it the other day, the Hold My Beer Hansen clip. God. He has it.
Dude, I'm so proud of that guy. The recent uptick of him. So how do you feel about their tag team? The All-Star
Special. So it's not my thing.
But they're winning
But they're great.
They're
People
winning everywhere.
Oh, they're phenomenal. Because they have it. It's a great gimmick. I've also learned over the years, and this is shocking to people, it doesn't have to be my thing.
Yeah, that's a great point to learn.
I used to never book bands unless I liked them. There's a lot of bands that are popular and over. They're just not my thing.
Yeah.
But you know what? They draw people and they make money. So do I want it to be the Gary Lamb show, or do I want to bring people in who have a following and know how to work it? It's not my thing, but it's a lot of people's thing.
So speaking of it, the hearsay. We've got Whiskey Rose.
Yes.
Band.
Yes.
Ashland's band.
Ashton.
It's Ashton, right?
Yep. Ashton.
I said that to Rick too.
The hearsay.
Just say this. The greatest singer I know.
Yes.
To me, that when she sings, I'm happy.
Yes.
That's all I know.
Yes.
Is I don't care what song she sings. I don't care what genre it is. I don't give a shit, son.
Right.
When she sings, I'm happy.
Yes.
I can't believe that. I'm such a fan of hers. I've watched all of her YouTube shit, all of her videos. She's unfucking believable. I can't believe someone said she tried out for The Voice and didn't make it.
Yes.
How in the fuck?
It doesn't make sense.
And why is she so good?
Yeah, she's phenomenal.
Unbelievable, man. There's not many people that... She gives me the chills, man. She should be the biggest shit around.
Right.
But I do like Whiskey Rose, too.
Yeah, Tammy. She's phenomenal.
Fantastic.
And then Phil from No Sweat.
Dude.
And then you got the Duke running sound half the time.
Dude,
Come on.
old Kylie. We were talking about, speaking of the air guitar thing. So Kylie's in it, Brandon Cope, me, who's the other guy with the great hair?
So Jack.
Jack, and the mayor, of course, late entry, just decides to throw his ass in there. Listen, I get it. He needs some.
So let me tell you what I look. So Kylie is literally one of my best friends in the world.
Yeah.
And if you remember, you and Kylie
started off rough.
Had to give him the smoke.
I like Kylie a lot.
And man, that's what men do. You give the smoke.
I like him a lot.
You listen. You learn. He knew where he crossed the line and offended you, and it's over.
We're good buddies. We talk Sunday at church.
There's never anything else about it.
Nothing.
That's what happens when men decide to be men.
Sure.
And confront each other about something.
Good.
How many times as a teenager, I can remember getting in fist fights with a guy that the next day I was almost best friends with. Because, dude, we earned each other's respect.
Yeah, you get it over with. Get the weird shit out of the way. If you got to have a weird conversation.
Yes.
Well, that you can put that to business, guys. You can put that right in your dick holes and fuck it. Y'all need to write that down.
Yes.
You got to learn, if you want you want to be a leader.
Say what needs to be said.
If you can't have conflict, you're never going to win.
So you and I in 2 years have never had conflict.
No.
But we will.
Sure, maybe.
One day we will have conflict over something. And guess what? We'll say what needs to be said.
Yes,
we'll agree, disagree, be pissy for a night, and the next morning we'll be back when's the next podcast.
100%.
Because that's what fucking men do.
Yeah, but people won't talk. They'll hide it, right? And then it'll build up, and then now people aren't friends anymore and this and that.
Dude.
Because like the Kylie thing, which is funny because you talked about it 2 weeks ago at church. You're like, Kylie done pissed somebody else off with a comment he made. Hell, he's done lost us more church members.
That's what he does.
It's hilarious, though.
I'll give you an example. Probably 3 months ago, I had to throw down with Bubba. Yeah. So I said, let's meet. Bubba shows up into Reformation, getting loud, ready to throw hands. Like, we're about to throw the fuck down. 5 minutes in, we said our piece.
Sure.
Sat there and drank, left, and we've never missed a beat, never brought it up again.
Of course.
Because that's what fucking men do.
Well, that's the way to do it.
Right.
I mean, it's straight up the way to do it. But people don't know, right? So we talked about the air guitar contest. I've already put the disclaimer out there that, Brandon and Kylie were roommates at Juilliard. They're very highly trained actors.
I'm a little
and
taken back by the cockiness of Kylie.
It's big.
Which makes me wonder, because that's not Kylie.
I think he's been working on it.
I'm wondering if he got some kind of secret weapon he's going to bring out.
I don't know. I don't even want to imagine what Brandon's going to wear.
It's going to be amazing.
It's going to be incredible.
It could just be nothing but a Speedo.
Which would be fantastic.
Yeah.
I love that guy so much, dude. I don't care what he's going to be. It's going to be great. So come to that show, obviously, August 6th in Ball Ground.
Restoration Chiropractic, Spine and Chiropractor.
Dude.
It's sponsoring it. Doc,
that's even better.
He sent me some shirts today that he's making for the winners.
Dude, what a dude.
Home another level.
What a champion. All right, so let's knock this out. We talked
Good
about
questions
that.
tonight.
Dude, people are all over you, dude.
Go. What's the next one?
Gary, have you been married It is three times.
3 times.
Having been married 3 times, was there ever a time where you thought marriage just wasn't for you?
No.
Like it wasn't like because after mine divorce, I was like, I'm never getting married again. If Brooke wasn't excellent, I would have never gotten married again.
Probably. I think I knew that if I wasn't married, it would be bad.
You'd be dead.
I'd be dead. I don't know that I ever thought about it. Like marriage number 2 was definitely my let me prove the world wrong. I didn't throw everything away for a one-night stand.
Sure.
And so I got married.
A Band-Aid.
Right. And then I met Christine, and I'll be real honest with you. And I want to be real careful because my daughter might be listening.
Sure.
I saw how supportive and what a great wife she was when she was married to not such a great guy.
That's a real thing too.
And I know this sounds really stupid and really kind of arrogant. She was raised by a dad who was in the limelight, was the face of every place. So I knew that being that for me wasn't going to be an adjustment. She was a smoke show, and it just sort of happened. I don't know that I ever thought I wasn't going to be married again. I just met her and was like, man, this is who I'm going to spend my life with. And she'd put up on my fucking crazy, and it worked out.
Well, see, me and you both talked about, people beat the horse to death telling them that, losing everything isn't fatal. It sucks. At the time, it's terrible.
Right.
But, I mean, we're both still here. But I remember after my first, I was like, I'll never do that. I lost fucking I was like, I'm not signing another contract and losing my ass again to where I got no dollars.
So for me, I don't think I ever took enough time to recuperate because it was in me like, well, I'll prove everybody wrong. I'll marry this fucking woman. And blah, blah, blah. And so I was married. Boom.
Yeah.
You know, and then I didn't lose everything the second time because I learned and it was like, fuck no, I got everything. Fuck you, get the fuck out. And so.
Yeah, no. And that was, I think it was more of a, which is why Brooke's so great. She never asked me about getting married. Yeah. Never once.
Yeah, Christine didn't either.
Only people that ask me, her family would ask every now and again because they love her. But
I just popped the question to Christine. I was just like, let's get married. Like, I also was at the age, I was like, what's fucking, like, I had kids, she had kids. I'm like, what are we just going to live together for 3 years and see this first time? If we're going to be together, let's get together and get married. And I'll tell you this, and I don't know that this is a popular sentiment. Had Christine and I not got married, I don't know that we'd still be together. And I don't mean that because...
Sure, no, that makes total sense.
I mean, there was times, I'm not saying we don't love each other and we didn't love each other, but there's times in our marriage where our vows and our commitment to each other, when I had screwed up or she had screwed up, we're like, we're not bailing on this. Where if it was the girlfriend, I'd be like, fuck you, I'll go do someone else.
Absolutely.
I mean, you know, so I think that commitment... I don't know if I'm wording that right because I don't want to be like, oh, if we weren't married, we wouldn't be together. That's not what I mean. What I mean is the fact that we were married and we had made that decision to get married made us get through those, put those efforts in those tough times and not just walk. There's times I wanted to walk and times she wanted. There's 20 times she wanted to walk. Let's clarify. And so she has it.
Oh, dude. Strong champion. All right. All right, this one's going to be pretty easy. I'm going to answer this one first, but I want your answer. My wife doesn't respect me. She treats me like I'm a cohort. Is that that's a co-worker.
Cohort?
A cohort is a co-worker, right?
A cohort is just like, that's my cohort. He's my pal.
Okay.
I think.
I think so, too, yeah. So
clarification from the crowd.
She treats me like I'm a cohort. What should I do about this? Dude, I mean, from me, and I don't want to hurt your feelings, but yeah, I kind of do. Listen, if she doesn't respect you, it's probably for one or two reasons. Either you failed some way as a husband or as a lover. Yeah. Like, that's just my straight up, and that doesn't mean you're the worst person. You just failed somewhere there. Yeah,
you haven't provided.
Yeah, in
you
some
haven't
kind of
been
a way,
the man.
Which is the failing as a husband part. I'm saying you either failed as a husband or a lover.
Yeah, you haven't been the man. You've allowed her to somehow think she cannot respect you, or you've given her a reason not to respect you.
Yeah, it's not going to come out of nowhere, though, for a woman to just stop respecting you, in my opinion. Right. They're smarter than that. But when they smell blood in the water, they're like sharks, bro. Right. You give them some chum and shit, dude.
Well, and we live in a world where and I think women should be empowered, so don't misunderstand. Yeah. But we've empowered women and emasculated men. Mm-hmm. And so, you know.
But that's creating a bunch of women that don't respect men because they still want that.
And it's creating a bunch of men who take that shit.
Dude, because I promise you, I'll tell you straight up, and you could even ask my wife if you think I'm being some machismo. I'm not, but she'll even tell you, hey, sometimes I want to see you be the man.
Right.
Of course. I like it when you do that. And she should. The day that she doesn't want that anymore is when I'm going to be like, what the fucking problem? Yeah. I've dropped the ball.
So I got a buddy, Chris. We call his alter ego Dave.
Yeah.
And his wife would get real upset when Dave comes out. Dave wants to fight everybody. But then it's funny. When Dave don't come out for a while, she'll bring Dave out. I just miss Dave. Nice. I'm like, yeah, fuck you did.
All right, here's a good question. I want to get on this too. I'll let you go first. I was hoping that you two could both explain your thoughts on Roe versus Wade being overturned. Thank you, Debbie from Boise, Idaho.
Oh, man.
Dude, that's crazy. We got listeners in Boise, Idaho.
It is crazy.
I do love Boise. I've heard it's a great place.
I was real quiet on this one.
Me too.
On social media.
Me too. I'll give it to you straight on this, though. I'll go after you.
My issue with the way the laws were, and my issue sort of with it now, and I get, man, life begins at conception. I do. There's such black and white laws on both cases. Mm-hmm. And so it's a weird one, man. It's a weird. I'm not copping out. It's just a struggle for me. I don't know because I've not been in that situation. Do I think it should be the answer as birth control? No. Do I think shit happens? Yes. Do I think life begins at conception? I think that, yes, but I also seen, man, it's way above my pay grade.
See, this is where our conservative friends are going to get angry at Uncle Randy.
Yeah.
So listen, for me morally, I would never have one.
Right.
I wouldn't tell a woman to have one for me.
Right.
I just know that, right? So morally for me, it's not my thing, right? Legally, I don't want the government making that call.
Right.
So I don't want the government telling me what to do.
Yeah.
And
I don't think anybody's for late term stuff that was happening.
Of course.
Like I said, it's just,
but it's
just
a broad
not
stroke
a black
theory.
and white thing, and they made it black and white on both sides.
So my thing is though, I think you go to a very bad place when you start telling people what they can do medically and you can't. And I'm such a freedom guy,
right?
And so I know it's going to be my conservative friends will be like, oh, but I'm all freedom, bro.
Yeah.
I want people to be able to do what they want.
Yeah.
Leave me the fuck alone.
So Misty is right here. So we were in Savannah when it got overturned.
Yep.
And when I tell you within an hour, there was thousands of people gathered protesting it. And I said, I got to go see this.
Yeah.
And so Misty and I ventured into the pro-choice rally. And as I'm standing there, these women are spouting off crazy shit. I was like, oh, fuck. There's news cameras everywhere. I would have ended up on the news at a pro-choice rally. Let's go. But yes, Misty Martin and I did go to a pro-choice rally. And it was a whole nother level of every lesbian stereotype you could ever have.
But if you just ask me for whether I'm pro-choice or pro-life, I have to say that I'm pro-choice. That's just me, right? And I've always told everybody I'm not some just staunch Republican.
Yeah.
Dude, I've got some liberal views, bro. Like when it comes to sex and marriage and who should be able to love each other and what you do, dude.
Yeah, and I'm very open in those areas.
I'm not some staunch conservative dude. I love everybody. I just want people to be able to be happy. That's all there is to it for me. And that's to the mayor's point, the libertarian doesn't want the government in my life. And I stick by it. And you will never find an Uncle Randy where I'm going to vote for, where I'm going to side with anything where the government gets more.
Right.
Of my
No, me
ass.
too. And I agree with that.
So, boom. All right. Last question.
How are these the last questions already?
Well, actually, there's two.
They've been good
gonna
ones.
Cut.
I'm actually pretty impressed tonight.
I'm letting you answer this one because this is another doozy. You're on the hot seat here. Question: is infusing your faith into your brand a death sentence? Man, just
start over. I'm sorry.
Is infusing your faith into your brand a death sentence?
I don't know that it's a death sentence.
You walked this line very good.
I think Tim Tebow has infused his faith into his personal brand, and it hasn't been a death sentence.
No, you're right about that.
I think it depends on who do you want your target for your brand to be. So for me, the already mature, established Christian is not my target.
Yeah.
I'm not interested in that. Don't care. So where Tim Tebow does, he needs to get invited to First Baptist Woodstock for Tim Tebow night and all. And I'm not saying that in a shitty way or a mocking way.
Sure.
That's his brand. That's not my brand. And so I'm never going to be a fake in my faith. I'm never going to be one. I always tell people, you might not like me on Sunday morning, but you're not. And you've been going to church now for about 4 months.
Oh, yeah.
I'm no different on Sunday morning than I am on this. I mean, I'm not dropping F-bombs nonstop, but
you've still dropped a couple.
I'm me.
You've dropped a couple in church before.
I'm going to be me.
Absolutely.
No matter what.
You're
know
not
what I mean?
different. Because that would turn me off.
Right.
And I mean, I sing, I don't do it on public displays because to me sometimes that's ridiculous. Yeah. But I'm not afraid to share, like, I consider us friends. And when you throw down, I'll text you.
Right.
And be like, dude, you threw down today.
Yeah.
That one was really good.
Right.
And you have never once been, you are the same that's sitting right here every fucking Sunday.
Yeah. I don't want to be the Christian business owner. I don't want to be the Christian business. I want to be the Christ follower who owns a business.
Well, so where does your scar tissue from your previous life come in? Because this raises a good question. All these pastors getting shit canned, churches turning on them.
Yeah.
You've been there.
Yeah.
And oddly, you always, or majority of the time, you stand by these pastors. You're like, dude, we're all flawed.
Yeah.
How are you going to how are you going to lose the 20 years,
right?
The 1,200 people he's baptized and brought to the Lord?
Yeah, the mess don't change the message.
It's crazy.
That's what I say.
Yeah.
And so, the problem is, the problem is I've read the New Testament, or I've read the Old Testament, and got you some fucked up people.
Oh, yeah.
So he used a lot of people that wouldn't even be allowed in most Baptist churches nowadays. So how are we just going to? I don't know, man.
It's the worst of the worst.
Right.
I mean, you're absolutely right. You use the worst of the worst.
And so,
and I do want to give a shout out because I know you never do it. You do so little of mentioning, your pastor life. But this past Sunday at barbecues and baptisms, man, that was awesome.
It was a good service. It was a
How
good
good
vibe.
was the food?
The food was so good. People connecting, people going public with their faith. To me, that's why I do what I do. And action's not. I actually say it's the church. It's more the church for people than they realize. They just have a stereotype about it.
Sure.
But
it works to steer away from. I get it.
Yeah,
I get what you're saying. Absolutely.
There's so many people that if they would just come visit, they'd love it.
I agree 1,000%. I did.
Yeah,
I did.
But it's just a unique place, and there's no pretense and there's no fakeness there.
I got to really give it to Rick. Right, Rick invited me or Brooke every week for 2 years.
Right,
to come to action for 2 years. Every time we saw him, say what you want about Rick Cope, he invited us every fucking week.
Right,
until we finally went. Right. It was a war.
And you went one time, and now you've been there every week.
Been there every week. It's fantastic. But I shit pure gold banana pudding because I had so much till tonight.
So much brisket, smoking, and you love smoking Tony's.
Oh, dude. Fantastic. Everything was delicious, but I was more impressed with the side dishes. The meat was great.
And I always stress, because I'm like, man, do we got enough Baptists in here to know they need to bring side dishes? But they brought them strong.
Oh, and they stuck to the basics.
Yes, because they know.
Yeah, the green beans.
Don't bring the fancy shit.
The banana pudding, the coleslaw. It's just real beautiful basic.
Yes.
But it's fit. Now, your wife chimed in here with a championship point. I definitely don't agree with forcing vaccines or trying to then say your body, your choice. That's immediate.
Oh, it's such a turn-off.
Immediate.
It's your body,
fired.
your choice, except I love the guys on TikTok.
Yeah.
And they're like, so is that code of the vaccine?
Yeah. You're fired. You're fired. I can't stand that. That's my pet peeve too, because I've said from the jump, I've never been about the forcing vaccine things. No. So, I mean, I'd like to believe I stay pretty consistent in my beliefs on it. Now, again, I would have any child, you know, for me, if I have my input, I'm having the kid and we're going to raise the kid, but I just can't have that government, never be able to be okay with that. All right, here we go. I was curious, are you guys ever going to name the two other of the four horsemen of Canton? Thanks.
Well, I thought a lot about this.
It's about due, because we need a shirt.
I think at the end of the day, I have to appoint one and you have to appoint one.
That's the fair way.
And I'm going to go ahead and throw the shocker here right now and I'm going to give you till next month.
All right. So that would be August, till the next show.
Right. And I went back. So when we started this, that was a year ago?
Yeah, and I've got two thoughts, so I'm going to think on these.
So a year ago, he was moving up the ranks, but he wasn't the underboss of Lamb Enterprises. So for me, it's hand down. My choice has to be.
You got to go, Bubba.
That
Bubba. Makes sense
all day.
That's fair. For
Twice
you.
On Sunday.
See, I'm gonna give you my conundrum, and here's what I'm gonna do.
Okay.
Because I care about our listeners. And our viewers. So their input, I'm not going to let them make the choice.
So 3 of the horsemen have been named, just to clarify.
3 of the horsemen have been named. This 4th one, which is up to Uncle Randy, I'm going to let a piece of what goes into my decision-making be the people. I want to hear their vote. You want me to give you my options while I'm looking?
But before you give the options, I think there's got to be some criteria, because I feel like you're fixing to name someone who I know and who I love. but it's not a Canton night.
I don't think I'm doing that.
Okay.
That's not going to happen.
Okay.
Because he's the Woodstock mayor.
Okay. Well, no.
All right. Well, the only reason
because I thought you were going. I thought you were going to sling Doc in there, but Doc's an Ackworth man.
Oh, that's right. He hasn't moved here.
Right. So he can't be part of the Canton Horsemen.
Well, I was about to name Doc.
Right. I know you were.
So that's
and I love Doc, and I got nothing but respect for Doc. But Doc has not paid the Canton dues.
Okay. No, that's a fair point. That was criteria. I just knew last time we talked about Doc, he was looking.
But he ended up going to Ackworth.
Oh, see, Doc, you fucked yourself.
Fucked yourself, buddy.
God, dog, how could you do that? That's a terrible choice.
Yeah.
I mean, I do like Ackworth. It's cool.
There's
Better
nothing wrong.
downtown than Canton. I'm going to say that. Write that down.
Write that down, son. Downtown Ackworth, better than downtown Canton.
Smokes downtown
at Henry's, boom.
That's all you need to know.
Right.
Dude, Henry got 7 livers donated.
Right.
Still out there kicking ass,
Doesn't
putting
matter.
shrimp and grits together. So
Boom.
making all the loot. All right. Well, dude, then that puts... Doc wants to make a Cherokee horseman. See, that's a whole nother deal. We did exclusively when me and you talked about it. It was going to be Canton horseman.
Which I do think is interesting because I feel like the Lamb brand has now expanded into ball ground. So there might need to be a regroup here, and it might need to be the Cherokee horseman. I don't know. There could be a whole.
If it becomes,
John just went. I mean, the mayor just went NWO, but to me, the horsemen are just pure.
If we do go,
but you could go NWO and have the wolf pack inside of the NWO, totally the internal.
100. And nothing wrong with that.
Boom.
Nothing wrong with that.
You know what? There needs to be some discussion between me and Uncle Randy at the underwater headquarters.
Yeah,
and
we'll have
come up with
something
some
next
conclusions.
show.
Right.
Next show.
So are we going to be the NWO with the wolf pack? Are the horsemen?
I think we got to go Wolfpack, man. We got enough champions.
Right.
We do have enough champions.
You mean NWO and then the Wolfpack because the Wolfpack was the inner workings.
Of course,
of the
but
NWO.
I think we should be able to have a Wolfpack within our circle.
All right,
but I do think we'll figure out a Canton, and then.
So I'm thinking that has to be a whole episode.
Oh, and I love it for August. It's a great idea. We start laying people. Listen, if you want to recommend someone. Send them in like you do the question.
We'll start NWO.
We'll talk about them.
I say right now it's capped at what 10 people.
Absolutely,
10.
Absolutely,
and that doesn't mean
that doesn't mean it'll be 10.
It doesn't mean it'll be 10.
No.
But we're capping it at 10.
Yes, at the most. But if you have a champion,
and so let's just go ahead and clear this out. All right. So let's be honest. You, me, the mayor, Bubba, Warren, Doc. So there's 6. So there's 4 spots possibly open.
Yep.
And I'm going to throw a curveball because even though I don't roll with him deep. So you have that one person you just love every time you're around him. I'm not going to lie, man. I'm all in on Goat, but I haven't seen the Goat lately.
I love Goat. Well, he's in L.A. shooting a show. He's in L.A. We're in a winter.
Gotcha.
I like. I'll just put out my nominations that we'll vet on our next episode, which we're going to dedicate to this. Goat, Luke. I'm a huge.
So I'm a Luke fan, but I haven't seen the side of Luke you've seen.
Because I coach with him.
Yes,
he is.
But I think so. I used to say Fire Marshal Bill, but he's out.
Well, he's so. I don't.
He
think
turned on us.
He couldn't take the heat of what the horseman. No. Like it's not good for his brand and his.
He turned.
Yeah,
he sold us out. He sold us out for a farmer's market.
He couldn't.
So it's that bottom line.
It would be bad for his brand. Some of the. Dude, he can't do these NWO tactics.
No.
He can't. Now, Luke, Luke is one of the most savage people I know.
Yes.
And I love that he is a huge Gary Lamb guy.
Yeah, I love Luke.
He would never, dude, he's talked about getting your political endorsement. He's told me that whole story, and that you were like, dude, I don't know if you want this smoke. I'm happy to give it to you. Like, I like you, but you know what you're getting, right? And he's like, absolutely.
Yeah.
Dude,
I wish Luke would run for council.
I think he should. And he will.
I think he needs to.
The guy is a winner. I love hanging out with him. Tough and, dude, just gangster. You talk about mafia guy. You and him. Dude, Luke will cut your throat and keep his hands behind his back. You'll never even see him.
See, that's a good gangster.
It's that swagger,
That's
bro.
that gangster that gangsters forever.
Absolutely.
Yes. Where I get shot at 50.
He walks, when Luke walks, he puts his hands behind his back, which is terrifying. If you really know, he's like, I do that so people see they know in my hand I'm not a threat. Because he is a threat. It's fucking psychology championship. The dude is a savage. All right. What's the other question? Oh, yes. All right. This will be the last one. But I do love the Warren idea as well, dude. Dude, you got to have a muscle.
Yeah.
That will fucking...
You just need the assassin. And you know what? He's not even there all the time. But when you got to make the phone call, he's there.
Because all we got to do is be like, you want Warren to pay you a visit?
Right, exactly.
Yes or no?
Yes.
Pay us what you owe us.
Right.
Or Warren's paying you a visit.
That's it. And Doc's going to fix us after we get shot.
He'll build us back up. He'll put us back together again. So this person, it's a whole long thing. I don't want to read the whole fucking question. It's talking about the armed citizen that killed the mass shooter, and now everybody's pissed off at him. Half the country thinks that they're a piece of shit. I hadn't seen
anybody pissed off at him, are they?
All these leftists are now saying, like, calling him a good Samaritan is the absolute worst way to use the word good Samaritan. So let me set the stage.
Not heard any of that.
This armed shooter has an AR. He shoots 4 people.
Yeah.
This citizen who has a firearm unloads 10 shots, hits him with 8.
From 40 yards out.
8 out of 10.
With not much training.
Puts him away.
Yes.
And saves who knows how many fucking
lives. I had no clue people were...
The left are calling him like he's getting Rittenhoused.
What the fuck?
Dude, that guy's a fucking hero. You know how many kids he probably saved and parents?
I literally had no clue. I just thought they were all being quiet.
Mm-hmm. So where do you stick? Because here's what people are saying that's bad about it, is that mall supposedly had a no, you're not allowed to carry a gun. So him carrying these idiots, which there's idiots on both sides.
Yeah.
Trust me. I'm not.
Watch his ass get charged too.
So they're saying that, well, the head of police is the one that said we won't charge him. He's a hero. He's a good Samaritan, but it's all the fucking lefties. And so they're saying, well, he broke the law. He had a gun in a place where he's not allowed to have a gun. You should be thankful he broke the law there.
Because guess what, motherfuckers? The guy with the AR-15 wasn't supposed to have a gun there either.
No, and he's dead.
Right.
Instead of killing 24, he only got 4.
I had no clue that the people were shitting on it.
It's going crazy. I mean, now that, with all the shit with the school shootings, everybody trying to take away guns, this question is really trying to get what are our stances on guns.
Yeah, my guns are...
And I'm just a Second Amendment guy.
Me
it's
too.
Easy.
It's that easy.
I don't have to go into any crazy detail, bro.
There's nothing to add to it.
No, so it's not a big shit. All right, we are... How far are we in? Dude, hour 35, that's perfect.
Yeah.
All right, so next episode, get in your shit. It is going to be all horsemen all night. We're going to figure out. We're going to settle this shit.
We're going to name some people.
And it's going to be what it is.
It is.
So if you want to not gripe, get your vote in, nominate somebody. We will vet them. And no feelings hurt, but if you get nominated on this list and you're not nowhere near a champion, I'm going to honestly say it. Right. So,
and I am going to say this because we never got to the subject. If I'm ranking downtowns in Cherokee County, okay?
We have to go into this for a minute.
Thank you, because I thought we were skipping over it.
No. So
Canton's last. That's the synopsis.
So with me, right? Like we got into this whole thing. I don't remember where it came up, but something on your post.
I think I bragged on Ball Ground, and people got their panties in a wad.
No, the one where I think that's where the argument was. But I had posted something about how awesome Guardians was.
Yes.
And it was at the mill.
Yes.
And there was more people at the mill than I've ever seen.
Yes.
I went downtown, Goat and I, champion, went and had dinner one night with our wives because we're winter sons. We love our wives.
Date your
wine
mate.
them, dine them. Sons, go home, have a little sexy time. Right. Sons, that's what you do. You take them out to a nice meal, you go home, you roll around, sons.
Yes.
It's what winners do. We went and ate at, Local on North.
Local on North.
Delicious. Food was great. We walk out, it's 9:15. Every bar's closed.
Yeah.
On a Friday night.
Right. Did a whippoorwill come down the road?
Oh, dude, he had old, one of those tumbleweeds.
Tumbleweed, that's what it is,
Tumbleweeds, but cops everywhere.
Right.
But tumbleweeds and cops sitting outside the courthouse.
Making sure you weren't smoking.
And I'm like, man, dude, this is the last place I actually want to have a beer. Because, dude, there's so many, I get, safety, and I love police officers. They do, the ones that do the great job. But I don't want to drink my beer and stare at the jail or the courthouse.
Right.
And just know, dude.
They're waiting.
It's just weird.
At the end of the one-way street for me.
It just sucks, man. And I've seen all the businesses that have went down there and died.
Yes.
Where if the city were smart this has been my recommendation. I want to know what you think on this. Is to just call that the historic downtown.
Yes. Historic
Make
downtown.
the new downtown. Invest in the mill.
Build it around the courthouse because that's what it's going to be anyway. Lawyers, accountants,
And
people
everyone
that have
knows
business
when
at
you
the
say
courthouse.
the word historic, they'll
Right.
know I never want to go there.
Right.
So thank you.
Right.
No partying there.
Yes, and you should make the mill and all those buildings over
Yes.
into our parking lot, which
Yes.
is going to get tore down one day, and build something there. And that should be the stretch that is
Yes.
downtown.
And embrace it and steer into it.
Yes.
There's great food. More and more restaurants are coming in the mill.
Yes.
Is that hamburger place open
Not,
yet?
I think
It's not?
maybe this weekend.
We went and had the biscuit place me
Yes.
and Brooke one day before we went and saw Maverick. It was great. All the good shit at the mill, dude. My only thing is, and I want to ask you this, I promised somebody here in Silvertown, we're wanting to go into business together and put together a light beer, like kiosk or
Yes.
trailer we can do at all these
Yes.
events to offer the piss beer
Yes.
option.
Yes.
Just because right now you got to go to the Mexican restaurant
Yes.
really to get it.
Yes.
Just to have it for us piss beer, horrible beer lovers.
Yeah.
Is that even a possibility?
It's not
Yeah. All right.
because you can't have an alcohol license so, at every different town.
Dude, I'm telling you, Reformation's cleaning up, dude. They're so good.
It's just clean.
Awesome.
Yeah.
It's all now. I still haven't been able to get there. Supposedly they have a light beer.
Yeah.
And
the
it's
wet
never
one
available when I'm there. It's like the American lager. That's supposed to be like their Bud Light.
Well, they just came out with one too with the river,
Yeah, but that
a cold one. I think it's called a cold one.
Even that, but that one wasn't available at
Right.
Guardians.
Yeah. Oh, it wasn't.
No. So what do you do at? Because didn't you last time we were at Ball Ground? Wasn't there also a Bud Light option
Yes, at the
at Ball
festival.
Ground?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if it's my festival where I pull the beer,
Yeah.
I bring in Bud Light. At the mill, Reformation handles all beer sales,
Of course,
not
which
me.
is-
right because it's their place.
Absolutely.
So, yes. Now, Guardians in Ball Ground will be BYOB. Bring your own coolers
dangerous.
in. Yes. And come ready to party.
That's going to be rowdy and nasty. So.
It's going to be incredible.
Yeah, so I do want to encourage
And-
everybody to get people out to that one.
It is going to be incredible. And when we had that discussion, well, I just saw a side of Fire Marshal Bill. It hurt my heart.
I don't know. It's,
He got wicked and evil
He dug
and
in
mean at you
hardcore.
and me after we've loved on him and nurtured him.
we can disagree.
And he just cut our throat.
We can disagree.
I was like, man, it just hurt me.
Believe me. I mean, I promise you, and I'm not some homer, but the mayor's on here. I think the prototype is downtown Woodstock.
Yeah, well, and so and you and me have not always seen it. I always say we don't need to recreate Woodstock because Woodstock exists.
Sure.
But
that
we need
vibe,
to create
though.
something.
I'm just talking about that vibe.
Right.
Like they've
Just
got
something
the right,
exciting, something with nightlife.
you don't have the courthouse in your face. You
Right.
don't have cops every corner and,
Right.
and closed shops.
There's something you want to go to. There's something you want to walk to. There's
when you want
know.
to see people doing well. I don't want to see businesses that are struggling.
Right.
How can you be a bar and close at peak bar hours?
right.
You can't make a lot of money. There's no way.
Well, I mean, I don't want to. Reformation in Canton closes at 10. And they'll tell you they don't even start serving beer basically till 10 in Woodstock. You know what I mean?
It's so true, dude. Woodstock parties keeps it late. Now, if they ended up making the downtown incorporating around the mill, I bet stuff would stay open later.
Yes, I do too.
Which would be more, for
Right.
their business.
It's more walkable. There's parking. And I mean, I just tell you, I think people sleep on ball ground. I'm all about ball
I
ground.
agree 100%. I mean, ball ground's fantastic.
It's small. It's got its own little unique niche.
It is small, but there's room
Right.
everywhere to grow
Have
it.
you taken Brooke on a date yet to the Ball Ground Tavern?
No, we did go on a date, and we went to that place right down past the burger bus. That's
Dominic's?
a food truck. Yes.
Yes, the pizza. Excellent pizza.
Even everything they make is good.
Excellent. So,
Brooke had their grilled chicken salad.
so Heather Cope swears that it's the best steak you ever had in your life there.
yeah, I had their burger was amazing,
Yeah.
and Brooke's grilled chicken salad was, she said, best she's had.
Yes.
And they had recommend because remember not long ago I put out that post, what's the best burger around to
Yes.
get. That place had the most
Yeah, a lot of
nominations.
People,
They swear by that
and
burger.
people swear by the steak.
dude.
You know what I mean?
It's
But
a real deal.
I've
shit.
done Ball Ground Tavern twice now.
I need to go there. I have
Super
not
good.
went there.
Burgers, burritos, good
Yeah?
food, clean, small. Probably about 3 of these bedrooms is the size of it.
Yeah. Well, you've done Burger Bus before,
Yes,
right?
Burger Bus. Have you?
Yeah. Oh,
So
yeah.
I like the Burger
Yeah.
Bus. No issues there.
Yeah.
And
It's just tight.
It's tight. I don't like to sit in the bus. I don't want to eat
God,
in the
they
bus.
stay busy. Fucking
Yeah.
hey, you talk about they make so much money there.
Yeah, and
that they can just open whenever the fuck they
and
want.
the onion rings are amazing.
Absolutely.
And
Oh, John Little saying Dominic's helps out.
yeah, he's got some mission. I don't know much about it, to be honest. I'm embarrassed to say that. I see a lot of people posting about it.
Huh, I need to look into
I'm
that
not
too. That's
super
good.
familiar with it. I know. So if you drive into Ball Ground, you see his food trucks right there on the
Yeah.
highway. That's his kitchen.
Yeah.
And he runs a mission food pantry out of there. And you
That's
know what?
awesome.
We probably do need to make something happen with them.
Yeah,
one
that's
year.
fantastic.
Yeah.
But so you're pretty like you know the mayor,
Yes.
Ball Ground.
Yes.
He's good with you.
He's
You're good
awesome.
with him.
Yes. And the city manager.
And so they're all about trying to get you to do more shit.
Yeah,
there.
we're doing the Gardens. And then November 5th, we're doing a festival called Ball Ground Rocks.
Ooh, so it's a first.
Yes.
That's the first.
Yes. The Ball Ground Rocks, and we're bringing in T. James Band, the Stagger Band,
God, we got to get
and,
Ashton in there.
the Voodoo Heathens. She will not be at that one, but she will be probably at
I
the
just
spring.
want to hear her sing. I don't
Yeah,
care.
you
where
love
it
to
is.
hear her sing.
God, dude, I'm telling you. But
Have you been to iTunes and downloaded the Hearsays album?
no, I've listened to them live a bunch.
Yeah.
I've watched a bunch of their videos, but it's hard. Like I don't want to get weird, but dude, she sings, and it doesn't matter. She could be 7,000 pounds and look
Yeah.
like Oprah Winfrey.
Yeah.
She turns into a beautiful
So
goddess.
you should see her and Phil, that's their father, daughter,
Yes,
do acoustic together just on a stool, like at bars and stuff.
I love Phil,
It's amazing.
but she
Oh yeah,
she
It's-
tears his.
Oh yeah,
he's a beginner.
Phil's a rocker.
But the voice.
Yes,
I mean, which that's her dad, so he had a
Right.
piece in that,
Right.
obviously. And Bubba was telling me, so their whole family's musical. Like even his parents or something. Was,
Yeah.
like obviously
and
very
his
talented.
other son's a
folks.
drummer. I mean,
Yeah.
his son's a drummer.
Super talented as fuck.
Yeah.
But dude, she's another level. So what I'm saying is, I need her to move into my house, live with us,
And just sing.
sing me to bed every
Sing,
night.
yeah.
Dude, I'll go to bed like a little baby.
For a smaller church, Action's got some pretty good musical talent.
Oh, by a million. If you
Yeah.
just came to the show,
Yeah,
it's dude. And Phil throws down like a motherfucker, dude. He's fantastic. Everybody's good. Kylie, dude, I think he gets undersold. That dude thrashes on the drums.
he's good.
Dude, he looks like a unicorn. Then he comes out from behind the drums, you're like, ooh, ooh.
He's ugly.
But behind the drums, you're like, look at that badass motherfucker. Then he comes out, says something, you're like, oh, God. God, you're good behind the drums.
Go play
Fucking
drums.
shit. Stay behind the, stay
Stop
there.
posting political shit.
Don't ever leave the drums. All right, we're going to get out of here. We will see y'all next week or next month. And we'll be talking about the Horsemen. You got anything you need to plug? August 6th, be there.
August 6th, downtown Ball Ground. And hell, August 5th, the Rumble Jack, baby.
Oh, that's
At
gonna
the
be great.
Action Building. We got some huge, we got some surprises
What
planned.
are the chances we can get Gunner to come here sometime? Do something with him.
Probably pretty.
Dude, I
He
love
lives
that
in Chattanooga. You know what we need to do? We need to take off one night and go do his podcast.
Yeah,
because he is a real job. We have flexible jobs. How
Yeah.
about that? I don't want to say we don't have real jobs, but we have flexible
So
jobs.
is it true? Am I making this up? Or is it true that early in his wrestling career, he had a WWE deal?
He had a WWE tryout before he ever had a match. Because so you might remember this. So do you remember 10 years ago? ESPN talked about the college kid that was the middle linebacker that painted his face like the Ultimate Warrior.
Yes.
That was
Yeah.
Gunner.
No shit.
And so the Ultimate Warrior took him under his wing,
Shut the fuck
got
up.
him the tryout, and then they said, go get a little seasoning. About a year in, I'm probably butchering this, maybe blew out his shoulder.
I
or
remember
his
Buff
knee
talking
or
to me
something.
about Gunner, though.
Yes.
Saying that he was the next
He
one.
was the next
Because
one.
Gunner, my Gunner, who was in Brooks' belly, we
Yes.
went and watched Mark wrestle
Yes.
Buff in Rome where there were 6 people at the
Right.
show. And I remember him saying, he was like, what are you going to name him? We said Gunner. He's like, dude, this cat is a savage or was a savage. And Gunner's
Yeah.
almost 9.
Yeah.
So
So that happened, and then so then Gunner was coming back, and AEW signed a kid named Marco Stunt,
Mhm.
who's like 4'11", and Gunner made some post about Wrestling no longer is realistic. People who ought to be wrestlers aren't wrestlers. What a joke.
Oh, man.
And all the woke people come out and just destroyed him. So that's why he walked away from wrestling and only wrestle at Southern Honor now.
Really?
Yes. I sent a message to him and said, hey, dude, I agree. If you ever want to wrestle, then let me know. And he comes down and wrestles
Genius.
once a month.
Do they? Has anyone ever? Because he still looks great.
Yeah, and he's still great, but he burned so many bridges.
He's got shit going on though too.
Dude, he's killing it.
Killing
He's
the game.
killing it.
He's good in everything he does. All right, well we'll figure that out too. But all right, let's get out of here. That's all you gotta. So we got Rumble Jack August 5th. We got Ball Ground.
Guardians, man. We're going to
August
blow
6th.
Guardians and Ball Ground is just going.
Just
It's
get
just
get
going
an
to be
Uber.
something special.
Get an Uber or
Yes.
there's plenty of places to park though. People talk about that all the fucking. They're so full of shit. There's so much parking in Ball Ground.
Right, it's
They think
ridiculous.
it's just that one. Dude, there's
Right.
parking everywhere.
Everywhere.
Don't fucking believe that bullshit. But get out there, be ready to get drunk, watch these champions compete and try to.
Try to take the
No, I
title.
feel bad. They can't do it, but it's fine. It's good to have goals
Yes.
for these guys.
Yes.
But it should be interesting. I do hate the song choice because I love the song.
Yes.
I love. It's too good of a guitar solo, which is I can see why y'all
The
picked
dude
it.
picked it.
Dude, you got to pick the hardest, most
Yeah.
fucking gangster guitar solo in the history. I was thinking he'd pick like Slash from November Rain,
So it's funny. I was thinking he was going to pick Slash Sweet Child of Mine.
which would have been lovely. This is,
No.
dude, Eddie Van, that is not doable. That is hardcore, which I guess that's how you find the winner.
Boom.
All
See
right.
you guys next
We'll
month.
see y'all later. Later. All right, we're out of there. Boom. Dude, I'm serious. Could he